Hey guys, Mitch, Kendra here from RacerX, joined by Tom Journet. We are here at Loretta Lynn's ranch for the Monster Energy AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship. We're recapping Thursday's motos here. Lots of second motos today, filled with great battles, and again, there was the heat on and off the track. Temperatures are again, the real feel is about 110 I think it was today at some point. So Roger's dealing with that, and yeah, lots of action to get into, so let's recap it. In the first moto of the day, the 250B Limited second moto, it was Seth Dennis who picked up his first 250F win. Dennis was on a Supermini last year, and he's on a big bike now for the first time, and he picked up the moto win with Grayson Townsend, who won the first moto, finishing second. So Townsend has a 1-2 to Dennis's 3-1, and then Gavin Betts' 7-3 is in third overall right now. That should be a good battle here to the finish line for the championship.
All right, and then up next we have the 125 Junior 12 to 17 BC Moto. Owen Koval, the New England native, the kid's been ripping. He had a tough first moto, I believe, came back up to fourth, and then he's been lights out ever since. And he's won all three motos after that, so he's going into 4-1 into the third motos for the 125 Junior class and a 1-1 in the Schoolboy 1 class. Definitely someone to keep an eye on.
The 250B class also had their second moto today, and that class is really stacked with a lot of heavy hitter names. That one was won by Caden Dundee, and he had pressure from Landon Gordon, his Kawasaki teammate. So Gordon's 1-2 finishes lead Dundee's 3-1 after two motos, with Logan Best sitting 7-3 for third overall so far. It was a tough second moto for Landon Gibson, who finished second in the first moto as he finished 9th in the second moto, so he's sitting about 5th overall at the moment.
Up next, we have the Junior 25 Plus, which this one was a really, really good race today. Those guys are tied three-way going into the last moto. That's Jacob Hayes with a 3-1 finish, Cole Martinez with a 1-3 finish, and Heath Harrison, last year's champion, with a 2-2 finish. So this one should be really, really interesting. Honestly, from the gate drop to the end, it was a pretty good moto. Jacob Hayes took the whole shot. He led from start to finish. It kind of felt like Cole Martinez was going to catch him, but he kind of got, he was battling pretty hard with Heath Harrison, so I'm not too sure if that, depleted his energy going after Jacob, but all in all, that was a really good moto.
Yeah, it was a great ride. Jacob Hayes had a good start in the moto yesterday, then I think he tipped over, had a couple of little small mistakes, but we know he's going to the races with the Lawrences and Pro Motocross and Supercross, so he hasn't been able to train every weekend like Martinez and Heath Harrison have been, so that was a really strong ride by Hayes.
Yeah, and those guys, I believe, are all three of them are also in Open Pro Sports. So then those guys were up later that day. I'm sure they're probably pretty spent. I think their final moto are both on Saturdays. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I know for fact the 25 Plus is Saturday, first moto, 7:30 a.m. It's going to be a fresh track. It's going to be fast. Could be a little wet, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, and then another class with a kind of quick turnaround. Some of the guys that raced the college class, 18 to 24, also racing the Open Pro Sport. I think that was Jadon Cooper, Noah Stevens, Jackson Pascal. And so in the first moto of that class in the college boy, yesterday or the day before actually, I think it was Pascal was leading, and then Stevens caught him, made a last lap pass. Well, this way it was the other way around. Stevens was leading, he had a small tip over, Pascal snuck by, he took the race win. He was really pumped up afterwards on the podium, so that was a really exciting ride for him. I know that class actually was the breakout ride he had last year when he won a moto here, so that was a huge day for him. So he's looking to carry that momentum into the finale in college boy class. So after two motos in the college class, Pascal's 2-1 and Noah Stevens 1-2 are tied heading into the third moto, with PA's Ronald Johnson sitting 3-3 for third overall at the moment. So again, that one should be a good battle here to the finish. Another interesting battle we saw today was the Supermini 1 class. This was their second moto. In the first moto, Vincent Way ran into some trouble when he collided with another rider, then got up, and then went into a puddle that was on side of the track on accident, and he had to have his bike towed out of the puddle, so that ended his moto early. So he had a DNF, then he had a 4th place finish today, again with a great battle, but his chances of the overall title are pretty much gone at this point. So Aiden Zing ended up taking the win over Grant McDonald and Darren Reed, but it's Grant McDonald's 2-2 that lead over Zing's 5-1. So again, a lot of cable race winners in that one.
But one thing to mention is that Aiden Zing is for sure hot right now. He is feeling it. He's gone back-to-back right now in both Supermini motos with a win. Kind of feels like it's a little bit of a breakout week for him, but for sure going to be an interesting third moto for Supermini 1. All right, right before our intermission for this afternoon, we had the 65 7-9 class. This is pretty much the next up-and-coming generation. A lot of fast kids, a lot of eyes to keep out on. And today's winner was Cannon Zabanik. Starting to see his name pop up. Yeah, he's been pretty good for the last few years now on 50s, and now he's transitioning up to the big bike. So he took the win. I think the first moto winner was Beckham Smith. Mm-hmm. And I'm not too sure what happened to him this second moto. He finished with an 11th, so kind of messed him up a little bit with points, but obviously we are at Loretta's. Anything can happen, so should be interesting for that third moto.
Yeah, and Zabanik leads with 4 one-moto finishes over 6 2 finishes from Gavin Welsian. The 450B Limited class, also a lot of stacked talent. We saw that win go to New Zealander Flynn Watts. And Tom, you have
I think we're gonna have to make a name change to swap that N in the middle and put an I to Fly-In Watts, because he is our week's fastest lap leader so far with a
150. So we've had a couple 151s. I think Drew Adams was 151. I think yesterday.
Yep.
We saw couple 152s, but a 150. Again, I think the track was groomed fairly recently. I think it was the first or second moto after the intermission, but still he was flying out there. So he has 3 one-moto finishes over Diesel Thomas's 2 2s and Seth Dennis's 1-4 finishes. All right, and then the one final heavy hitter moto for the day was the Open Pro Sport second moto. Noah Stevens ended up getting whole shot in his KTM. Again, he had a quick turnaround from the college class, but he got out to a great start, led the first couple laps. Eventually was passed by Drew Adams and Avery Long, and those guys kind of set sail a little bit out front. And then Stevens had to work for a little bit with Liam Olaf. I think Parker Ross was up there, Cole Martinez, some of those guys. So again, another great battle. Adams ended up cruising to a race win. He put in the fastest lap of the moto and finally got a start, as we've kind of been waiting for. The other day he charged from 34th, I think officially on the first lap, to 7th and then 4th on the last lap. So he was charged all moto, but this one he didn't have that much work to do. He kind of just got out front and rolled with it. So.
Yeah, he was rolling. And like you said, he finally got that start today. I think he was like in that top 3, top 4 right off the start. So it kind of made it a little easier for him to work his way up. And I think his teammates, they both had a bad moto again today. Enzo Temmerman and Christian Janik got caught up. I saw Enzo, I think he pulled into the mechanics section.
Yeah, I did hear his bike was not running good towards the end of the moto. He wasn't jumping stuff by the finish line. You could tell his bike just wasn't running great.
Yep. And then I believe Cole Davies, our first Pro Sport Moto winner, I believe that was 250 Pro Sport, kind of having some bad luck now. I think he had a couple problems with the start, working his way through the pack, and he was behind our 25-plus top 3 contenders. We had Cole Martinez, Heath Harrison, Jacob Hayes, kind of all in that little bunch. I think Jacob went down in that Pro Sport at the end. But yeah, those guys were going for it and did not make it easy for the young guns.
Yeah, and again, lots of these classes are overlapping between the college and the junior 25 plus and whatever, but it's just so many fun battles to follow. But right now, Adams is leading with this class with 1-1 finishes over Avery Long's 5-2. And again, he ended up getting second in the moto yesterday, but I think he was docked 5 positions for cutting the track early. I think he went a little bit wide, and the AMA just decided to make an official docking there. So his 7-2 finishes are second overall over Stevens' 4-5. Again, great start for him so far to the week, doing those multiple classes back to back. So.
And shouts out to our boy Avery Long. We got our boy Mitch, I believe wearing his OG, what would you say? This is like his OG Loretta's number, 76.
From 2022, his breakout year.
Yeah, that's right, his breakout year, and he's having, I feel like another breakout year. He's rolling right now.
Yeah, one thing you ought to note too, some of these guys, obviously, all motocross riders are dealing with injuries of some sort. But I think they were mentioning from the 50cc guys, the PW kids, all the way up through the Pro Sport riders. Avery Long had an injury at Minios. He tore his ACL. He was working back up to speed, missed some amateur nationals because he had just come off that injury. So I'm pretty sure he's back up to full speed now. So it's, again, awesome to see him battling back. Liam Olaf has been up in the mix again. He suffered broken ankles in about December, I think it was, in the fall, around November time. So to see those guys back up to speed, they're all been ripping, so it's a lot of fun to watch. Pretty much, we could name 10 guys that could win these motos in multiple classes, from Open Pro Sport, 250 Pro Sport, the B classes, the 65 classes. There's so many capable race winners.
And that's it. Another day at the ranch, always a great one. We got 2 more days to go. We're about to go into the third motos. It is game on for everyone now. Tune in tomorrow, back to Racer X. We'll do another highlight show, and Racer TV is live if you want to catch the action. If you're not here, they are live at 8 a.m. Central Time, so 9 a.m. Eastern, and wherever you are, and go check it out.
And if you're here, stop by the Racer X booth to get your little track sticker and anything, any t-shirts, anything you need from us.
I'm going to get some AC.